Hello and welcome to Greenfruit Gaming. So I was, scrolling through the tube and watching some, Pablo videos like tips and tricks stuff like that. And eventually, scrolled down far enough that the results had nothing to do with what I was looking for. And I came across one. It was what it's really like to be a small YouTuber. Uh, it The thing about it is that they made that as their 10,000 subscriber special. Yeah, that think that I don't think that really gives a good look at what it's actually like to be a small YouTuber. So I kind of just wanted to make my own video. Dawn, can you stop that? Thank you. Uh, my cat. They're fun. Oh, hi, Soul. They're both over here. Hello. Hi. But yeah, I wanted to kind of make my own video about that as my 400 subscriber special. And yeah, so this is it. So when I first started YouTube, I was like young, like pretty young. Like it was a while ago. Like it was back in I think 2019 when I started. Uh, and back then I didn't really have a good idea of like what I wanted to do. Like I knew that I wanted to do something in like gaming eventually, but like at the time my computer just could not handle it. I actually still have that computer. It's sitting over there. It had pretty much everything in it was like 15 years old already, like at the point that I got it. So it was kind of hard to do stuff on that. Uh I used like the microphone I used was a Konami microphone that came with a well, it didn't come with, but it was used for like Guitar Hero or band Rock Band. Like it was a game microphone pretty much. It wasn't actually used meant to be used as a real microphone for recording, but that's what I used it for a really long time. uh, the webcam that I used back then, I think I got it like $3 on Wish. Like it was not a good webcam like at all. And now, like I've got this great setup. I have a decent desk, I have a decent computer, uh really decent monitors. I've got a decent webcam, decent ring light, decent microphone. I do need to get a new microphone. I have heard my audio quality, and I'm sorry about that. But yeah, it feels like I've been working towards really starting the YouTube thing, and like I'm finally like at the point where I'm like, okay, yeah, this is where I can really start like doing the things that I wanted to do to begin with. Because back then, like if any of you have like seen my older videos, they're like showing things that I have found at Goodwill that I thought were cool. Like just cringy stuff like that. And yeah, that it didn't go so well. I think like if you scroll down to like my oldest videos, I think the highest one from back then is like 10 views. But yeah, so it was definitely a slow burn. And even now I'd say it's still pretty much a slow burn. I mean, in like 5 6 years that I've been doing this, 400 subscribers, I felt at the time that I started, I felt like that I'd be a lot further along. Of course, there's just so many creators out there right now, especially in the gaming scene, that do it so much better than I do. You got Spawn Wave, Metal Jesus Rocks, RGT85. You got all those guys, and they're just, they're really good at what they do. They are great at, editing their videos, or they, have a dedicated editor for their videos. And I kind of tried to do that. I tried to learn how to edit videos, and I just could not figure it out. I was using, a bunch of different free softwares that I could find it, and I couldn't get it. Uh, and that kind of brings me on to the friends section. None of my friends or family were really like supportive of me wanting to do YouTube. Uh, they were like, "Oh, that's cool that you do that." But I had one friend who's been my best friend since middle school. She used to be my girlfriend back then, but when I moved to where I moved to originally, and then before moving to Oregon, it didn't really work out. Being in high school at the time, long distance wasn't really fathomable, I suppose you could say, for either of us. So yeah, that kind of fell away, but we've remained friends like the entire time. She's just been my best friend for literally like whenever I needed to talk to someone or I just want to talk to anyone about anything, I can just message her and she messages back right away. Like she's been like there for me the entire time, and I absolutely love her as a friend. And when I kind of like really started getting into like trying out green screens and doing more stuff related to gaming, and my videos were getting longer and longer. I asked her, I'm like, hey, would you be interested in like helping me edit my videos? And she's like, yeah, because she's like helped edit videos for like other YouTubers before. I can't say their names, to be frank. I don't know their names. But yeah, she went to college for editing and all that stuff. She's a great manga artist too. And she's just like super artistic, like exactly the kind of person I would want to edit my videos. And she has edited a few of them. The issue is that I can't figure out like a good solid way to get videos to her. So none of my videos, like since that Animal Crossing one, have been edited in any way. Like I have a green screen that's the most editing that goes on here, and that's really just an OBS extension. But yeah, no, she's just been great. She's always been there. But it's definitely a lot harder to Soul, stop it. Soul, yeah. Other cat. Um it's been hard to get started without that kind of support. You see a lot. I mean, I'm not wanting to like generalize here, but a lot of the YouTubers that I've seen, like even like other small ones, they kind of have their friend group. Will you get out of here, Soul? Shoot, stop messing with that. Uh, they have that group. They have that kind of like support council that are in their videos, or they have live streams with them, or they do video calls with them for videos. And I just don't have that. Like, I have a couple friends. I've invited them. I'm like, hey, do you want to like make a video with me? When my friend, like, I have a friend who got a Oculus Quest 2 like long before I did, and I'm like, hey, would you like to come onto my channel and like do a review of it and just like kind of talk about it and help me do something about this? And he's like, oh, maybe, sure. And then he was over one day, and he had his Quest because we were playing a VR chat, and instead of using microphones, we were just kind of in different rooms because we're lame like that. And I'm like, hey, do you want to go do that video? Like, I've got everything all set up because like I had kind of thought like when he was coming over, I'm like, okay, I'll just get this stuff set up now, and I'll ask him when he comes over, and if not, I'll just turn it off. But yeah, he came over. I asked like, hey, do you want to do that video now? And he's like, I don't think I want to be on your channel. I'm like, well, why not? He's like, well, you don't really have any views. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, why does that matter? He's like, oh, well, if I'm gonna be on video, I want to be, where it's gonna be popular. I'm like, all right, cool, thanks for the support. And that kind of caused a bit of a strain in our friendship, just knowing that he just didn't really care at all that I cared about this. So that that hurt a bit. But yeah, not having friends who want to support you with doing this, that can be a huge bummer and definitely a huge roadblock when it comes to like doing like social things. Like, say I might want to stream a multiplayer game, I would only be streaming with randoms. I wouldn't be playing with anyone that I actually know. So I feel like that would kind of lose out on the fun of it. Like, I wouldn't be hanging out with a friend. I'd just be kind of playing the game. And if I end up talking to someone, I end up talking to someone, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, getting to 400 subscribers, it's definitely been long and difficult. I haven't really known what I was doing the entire time. I kind of still don't. I mean, I work at Amazon 4 days a week, 10 hours a day. I work night shift too, so I'm not awake during the day. I'm very exhausted all the time because, of course, it's warehouse job. I don't get any sleep at night, which is when the body has evolved to be asleep. So like when my body's like naturally like, hey, you should be asleep now. I'm like, I'm working, and it just doesn't work out. So when I do get home, I'm like, oh, I want to make a video about this, and then I turn on my computer and I look around. I'm like, I don't have the energy to do this, and having to juggle like a full time job and YouTube at the same time, I just often feel like I don't actually have the resources to do the things that I would like to do when it comes to making videos. And like while I'm at work, I'll be thinking about all the things like I might want to make a video about, and like I'll plan stuff, I'll put it in my notepad, and then I'll get home and it just won't happen. And like I'll still have those things in my notepad, and by the time I have the energy to do it, it's like yesterday's news. Like a million other people have already made videos about it. And like the few times that I have been like the first person to get a video out, there have been a few instances which I'm very proud of. They just didn't get really any view. Like they would spike a lot just because they were the only videos out there for it as far as reviews went. But like they wouldn't really stand out once everyone else got into it. Like Spawn Wave, of course, posts like maybe 4 hours after news comes out. I don't know how he has time or just the energy to edit all of the things that he does as fast as he does. It's like he's got insider information or something, which I think, yeah, a lot of them actually do. But yeah, it's kind of hard to be this because gaming is a very widely talked about topic. Like a lot of people want to act like it's still like a niche audience, but it's really not. I'd say the majority of people who watch YouTube at this point are probably gamers, and they're probably looking for gaming content. And there's so much of it out there already that this has become like a very, very competitive scene. And there's no way to really just directly compete. You just kind of have to, do you and keep at it, keep going. And if you do gain a following, that's awesome. If you don't, it's whatever. But yeah, like I'll look at all my analytics. I'll see that like 99.99% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. I'll be like, all right, what's even the point of subscribing if you're not gonna come back? But I guess some people just like hit the button for like support or something like that, and that's really cool. Like when I saw 400 on the creator app, I'm like, I finally did it. Like I was stuck at 399, 398 for several weeks, and I'm like, I just need that one more. Just do it. Press the button. And yeah, it made me feel really good to see that. But would make me feel better if like people would actually come back and watch the videos that like I put out. That would be cool. Like to actually gain like a real audience, like kind of making a YouTube family kind of thing. And yeah, like at that point, then I would make a Patreon. I would like make these things where people can support me for content that I don't think I'd ever actually put out exclusive content. I've always hated the idea of exclusive content. Like my stuff is on YouTube, my fans are on YouTube. I'm not gonna make them go somewhere else for the stuff that I do. I feel like that's kind of a crappy thing that a lot of YouTubers do is they'll be like, oh, see my Patreon for this exclusive video. Or, hey, if you have a suggestion, send to my Patreon with a big fat, donation. Like, it seems like a lot of people are like, oh, you have to pay me if you want me to talk about this, specific thing. Which, a lot of the times, like, I'll read the comments on, like, other people's videos and be like, see people asking about things that I'd be like, yeah, no, I'd love to see a video about that from this guy. And, of course, it will never actually come out because it's not being sent to them through Patreon, or it's not being sent to them through, let's say, for example, I have a Buy Me a Coffee. So, like, I don't know if you can actually add comments or not when you donate through that. But yeah, I do have a Buy Me a Coffee. The link is in the description below if you want to donate $5. Like, it's not going to change anything. You're basically just going to be supporting me financially, which is awesome. It helps me buy new games. It will eventually help me buy a new camera, a new microphone, and it will eventually, make the channel better. So far, I've gotten, I believe, $25 from it, and that has gone towards the fund to get a new microphone. That's the first thing I'm going to replace. And it, like, I don't know, it's just it just seems a little scummy to me that people would have that kind of setup where your fans, like the majority of your fans are on YouTube, but then you're saying, oh, you're not big enough fans unless you subscribe to my Patreon or any of that stuff. You're not big enough fans unless you get all of my exclusive videos. And I'm like, if I want to put out exclusive videos, I'll make a friggin' OnlyFans. I don't know. Like, I just feel like there's no real point in doing that kind of stuff. Like, if you want to gain followers, if you want to gain subscribers and fans and stuff like that, you need to be putting that stuff on your channel. Don't just like keep it away for people who are financially inclined. Like, I just think that's kind of dumb to do. Of course, I'm sure there was a point in time where I would have jumped to do that. Like, if I had the subscriber base, if I had the fans, where I'm like, okay, I can just do this, and it would be a huge cash grab. And now I'm at the point where it's like that's just not what I'm about. Like, whatever I put out, I'm going to put out onto YouTube. Nothing is ever going to be paid. It's all free. Like, I'm not some celebrity. And while a lot of YouTubers may seem like celebrities, they might, make themselves out to be celebrities just because they're stupid, filthy rich. Like, I don't know. It seems like a lot, and I just don't want to be like that kind of person. I'm not saying there's anything like wrong with those people. That's just not me. So if you subscribe, just know that literally every single thing that I put out, you're going to get. You don't have to worry about, having to subscribe to a Patreon or some kind of subscription service where you'd have to, privately message me for a fee to, get my attention. I do read my comments, and if you leave a suggestion, most likely I'll do it. Like, someone left a suggestion for me to react to a movie trailer, and I looked at like what the movie was about. I'm like, this isn't really my thing. I'm not going to react to this. It was like a religious movie, and I'm like, I'm gonna stay away from that. But if it's like some game that you want me to play, I'll look into, like, maybe if it's something that I'd be into, I'll buy it. I'll talk about it. If you want me to check out a trailer, I'll definitely watch the trailer for whatever game you think I should see it. Someone recommended I watch. I believe it was War Thunder. I watched that trailer, and yeah, it was friggin' amazing. I loved it. And like, that's my thing, is like, no matter how many comments there are, I'm going to read them. Like, whether it's like when I get pickup is over. Whether it's when I get the comment, or maybe I'm just on break at work, or maybe I'm sitting on the toilet scrolling through, and like, I will eventually see them. Like, a lot of the comments I got on my Warpath trailer reaction were actually in Russian. Like, a lot of them, I'd say a good like 80% of them were in Russian. And I, sat there on the computer. I was, putting them all through Google Translate, because I'm like, okay, I want to know like what these guys are saying. Like, you're commenting. I want to check out what you got to say. And a lot of it was kind of depressing. Like, I guess that trailer kind of triggered a lot of things for a lot of people. I mean, World War II was already kind of a huge, like, tragic event, and a lot of the people that were commenting, they were like, "Oh, I had, my dad was in that war, or my grandfather," and talking about like their family that experienced it. And I also have family that experienced World War II, from the American side. And it's crazy, like, hearing like Russians like talk about like their families, like, history with World War II. And like, it just, no matter what side you're on, we all lost people, and like, reading those comments, it made me feel like more connected to the outside world, like that. And like, seeing people like interact with each other and comment on each other's comments, it was nice to see, like, however depressing it might have been. But like, yeah, it's cool whenever I get comments, and again, I do read them. And If it warrants a reply, I'll respond to it. If you want to leave me a suggestion, I'll check it out. Like, I don't care if there's 5,000 comments down there. I'm gonna see each and every single one of them as long as it's not like filtered out for harassment or something like that. Like, I don't know, like, as a small YouTuber with 400 subscribers, which to me is a lot, to anyone else, they'd be like, oh, so it's like a hobby. You know? Like, I never thought I'd get to this point. And I'm really, just glad that I have. It feels like a great milestone for me, and I'm looking forward to, the future. But like as far as being a small YouTuber, I'm still, I'm going to work, when I'm scheduled to. I would say every day, but overtime. Ha. But yeah, it's this is something that I care about. Like whether or not anyone else does, it's something that I've worked hard on. I haven't really worked hard. I've just sat here talking to a camera. But like even that took a lot of adjustment. Like I in and out of therapy most of my life for several different reasons. It's hard to adjust to a lot of things, and this is one of the kind of biggest hurdles was just talking to nobody. And now I feel more comfortable talking to a camera than I do other people, which I was already kind of uncomfortable talking to other people, but now this is like a really great medium, and it helps me express myself and really talk about things I want to talk about. And like YouTube, like in a lot of ways, has helped me become a better person just because I've learned like how to kind of talk and be outside of my shell. But yeah, this video has already gone past 20 minutes. I should probably end this, but if you've made it this far in the video, please subscribe, I guess. I don't know. I'm not going to pander to you. You do what you want. You click whatever buttons you feel like clicking on. If you want to leave me 5,000, thumbs downs, I'll see that and I'll be like, hey, I got 5,000 views. Like, eh, no, like all press is good press, right? Even if like I'm getting freaking slandered on the media, which I can't fathom why that might happen. Like the news headline would say small YouTuber slandered for no reason. Like there's nothing to gain, But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed over the years. Say thank you in advance to everyone who eventually will, hopefully will. And yeah, if you want to leave me video suggestions in the comment section below, I'll definitely check them out. If you want to, like, when I say I'll check them out, like when I react to videos, I do blind reactions. When I say check them out, I mean I'm going to look up like what is this game, like what genre is it in, pretty much. Like, is this something that I would be interested in? E3 and like events like that are of course different stories. But when it comes to like reacting to individual trailers, it's like whatever catches my eye really. And so yeah, if you want to leave a suggestion, I'll definitely check it out. If you want to say hi, I'll say hi back. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff that YouTubers are supposed to tell you to do. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. It is 8:53 p.m. Holy, and I slept so long. Okay. Thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your life. I guess I can't say day anymore. It's almost midnight. Well, it's 3 hours to midnight, but I'm still talking. I need to shut up. I went from not knowing how to talk at all to talking too friggin' much. All right, bye.